Hey cats, EDDBUD here. It didn't take me long, but I've taken the Pegasus 38 up to 100 miles, and I'm going to give you my honest views and opinions. My buddy and I have enjoyed some good runs together. It's only been about 4 weeks since we met, but we have spent some real quality time together. Just hit 100 miles in this one, 160 kilometers. How have the Pegasus 38 shaped up? If you're new to the channel, guys, make sure you hit that subscribe button and click the bell below for notifications of when we launch those new videos for you. And it really helps us out a great deal if you give this video a thumbs up like and also share it with your running buddies. Dankeschön. So this shoe really for me has been what the Pegasus line should be about. A daily do-it-all option in the mould of Juicens. Maybe B&Q or Screwfix as well. If you're stateside, you're probably wondering what on earth I'm talking about, but that's okay. It certainly is a little heavier than past iterations of the shoe, but I'm gonna let it off. It served me well in a short period of time I've been testing it out. I think I first running it on April 22nd, so already hit the 100 mile mark very quickly, and that's just because I've been really enjoying running in it. Without further ado, let's get down to the nitty gritty. Upper first. Zero issues for me here in the upper of the Pegasus 38. No slip in the heel, lovely toe box softness, like a bunny rabbit. Certainly that's been really excellent and well received on all my runs. In fact, my toes overall have been looking an awful lot better since I've been running in this shoe. Since I added it to the rotation, yeah, it's certainly less of Black Toe City. That's all I'm gonna say, guys, that's all I'm gonna say. Fit and lockdown are consistent over the course of pretty much every mile I've run in the shoe. Makes for a reliable trainer and a firm favourite of the EDDBUD. And probably 2021 so far, actually. Just lots of good memories in this one already. Zero tension there from the laces digging into the top of the foot. It just doesn't happen with this version. And that was a big problem in the 37. Perhaps the laces are a tiny little bit short if you're going to tie a runner's knot, but it's no big deal. You can still tie a double knot. It just takes a little bit more dexterity, that's all. You're gonna have to take your gloves off. Who wants loads of surplus twine slapping their ankles anyway? Not me. I pretty much love everything here apart from the weird tongue loop that they've put on. I just don't get it. I mean, you could probably take it off relatively easily. I just don't understand why it's there in the first place. If someone out there, Nike, that has designed the shoe, knows why it's there, please comment and let us know. Perhaps a tad warm, I suppose, if you're going to use it over the course of summer. I think if in a relatively reasonable climate, it won't be a problem. I can't really fault the upper for daily use. It's not a race shoe, it's not trying to be. I think people were reviewing it and they've got all these super light models. Who knows whether the midsole's going to hold up on some of those. With this one, it's a tried and tested midsole material. We know it holds up over time, so I think you've got to review it as a daily shoe, and for that purpose the upper works very well. I'm going to give it a 2.8 out of 3 at 100 miles.
Midsole now.
So the more I run in the shoe, the more and more I enjoy it. It's kind of like a piece of clay, sort of got the right amount of moisture in it. You feel a little bit like Patrick Swayze. Like a new guitar that needs a little bit of playing first. The more and more you use the Pegasus 38, the better and better it feels on your hands. Even in cooler weather, the midsoles actually work very well. I think some midsole materials suit certain temperatures better, but this one's a good all-rounder. A bit of a botham. I found the React quite forgiving for most paces. Don't think you'd want to go all out in it, but it's not really what it's designed for. I don't think it would be my choice for a blistering display of EDDBUD energy. You know, it's not a 5k shoe. That's not what it's for. But for daily training, it's just what's needed. I found the airbag in the forefoot quite prominent this time round. Where the lockdown's better, you can feel it a little more. I don't think it's supposed to be there like the Alpha Fly or the Tempo Next Percent. I think it really benefits you if you do aim for it a little bit. It's like a squirrel mastering an assault course to gain some tasty treats. The 37 just never really felt like this to me. I'm just glad that the 38 has rekindled my enjoyment of the Pegasus line. I found no issues getting down to about 7 minutes per mile pace, but at moderate to slower paces it still felt good. Seldom do we find a shoe that's nimble enough at that pace, but also capable at faster testing tempos. I think my favourite session in the shoe's been like a 7 mile total where I've done a mile warm-up and then on-off miles into threshold effort, really, just alternating those harder efforts. Certainly a shoe that will get you better used to running at those harder paces when you want to raise up the heart rate, the cadence and the pace. Very little to dislike here in the midsole. I've been a real fan. And I am, as you can hear. I think some people commented the shoe feels a little clunky maybe, or firm. I don't really feel it's firm at all. A superb performer for me over the last 4 weeks. I mean, if you replace the forefoot area with some Zoom X, kept the bag and removed the tongue loop, well, you'd really be cooking. Maybe like a daily tempo next percent light. I'm going to give this a solid 2.7 out of 3 after 100 miles for the midsole. A victory for versatility in the Pegasus 38. Outsole now. Outsole, a real winner. Almost zero wear here after 160 kilometers. Brilliant also in the very wet May weather that we've had here in the UK. The lugs show very little sign of degradation over time. I've got to say there's quite a bit of depth to some of those lugs. It might be a little bit too much for some people, but certainly on my routes where I've got some gravel, I've got some mud, grass, concrete, road, it's all there. This just laps it all up like a big cat. Kind of, again, makes it a solid all-rounder. You could use this shoe for some park runs on grass. If you're training in a variety of different terrains, the Pegasus 38's got you covered. Even back there in the heel, where I typically see a little bit of wear. Nout. I think my only gripe about the outsole is that the rear traction pattern here and some of the crash rails on the side do suck up stones like a Dyson. But a small bit of card or an old knife or something, you can soon eject them from the outsole party. An outsole as versatile as a Swiss Army knife. I'm going to give this one a 2.7 out of 3 after 100 miles for the outsole. Value now. I think value-wise, 105 Earth credits, it's darn good. I've upped my worth out of it already. I think I would have paid double actually. I really enjoyed the shoe that much. I see no reason why these won't head past 300 miles, maybe higher. I think the React will probably harden up before the outsole gives out. So to me, yeah, that's not bad value. I mean, I'm being silly really, saying I'd pay double, but for 105 Earth credits, what do you want? I think if you can pick them up at discount, I know Nike have got some wild discount going on at the moment, 30% or something. I just bought some shorts because, you know, don't want to upset Mr. Edler too much. I think it makes it an even more attractive shoe. It's certainly Nike's best all-round offering from 2021 so far, and possibly 2020 as well. Would I pick this over the Infinity Run Flyknit 2? Absolutely. I think if you look at some of the shoes behind me though, Velocity Nitro, similar, Energy 3, it's a tough call. It's a bit cheaper, that one. Certainly gives you some food for thought though, guys. A dependable shoe that's plush enough in the upper and capable of some range in terms of pace and distance. I mean, I took it up past 14 miles. No worries. I think Pegasus 38 is what a Pegasus should be. Well done, Nike. I'm going to give it a 2.7 out of 3 for value after 100 miles. If they could just make it a wee bit lighter next time, job's a good one. So if I've totaled up all the scores correctly, I think that gives us 10.9 out of 12 for the Pegasus 38 after 100 miles. I think I gave it a 10 out of 12 on my initial run. So yeah, certainly enjoyed the shoe more, and that comes across with the score. What are your experiences in the Pegasus 38, guys? Are you enjoying it? Are you not? Is it a rate or a hate? Let me know down in the comments. Oh, at last today, without any wind and rain. It's amazing. Taking advantage of it, getting out nice and early to take the Peg 38 up to 100 miles. It hasn't taken me long. Gonna do about 7 miles today. Just coming up to the end of the first mile, and then going to do sort of faster effort, sort of get towards 30 seconds off my goal, half marathon pace, something like that, for alternating miles. So let's get to it. Here we go. I say no wind, there's still a little. At least it's dry today though. So hit about 7 minutes 17 on that second mile. We got a nice big hill to go up in a sec, which will be fun. So I'm not sure if I got a special pair of 38s or something, but I can certainly feel a lot of kind of compression, I suppose, and a little pop from that airbag that's in the forefoot section of the shoe. They've just been a real delight. I've enjoyed wearing them every time. I can't remember a mile that I haven't enjoyed the shoe. Opposite to the 37 from last year. Second faster rep now. See if I can keep the pace consistent with the first one. That hill that I've just done's a real killer, so let's concentrate on my breathing. So I got about half a mile easy running and then another faster one. Heart rate monitor's going a bit strange today, maybe it's sweat or something, I don't know. Throwing out some odd readings. But yeah, either way, one more to go. That's the last faster rep done. Dropping back to a nice easy pace now. Yeah, I say the wind has gone, it hasn't gone at all. It's just as strong in parts than it was on Sunday, I think. So I got down to low 7s in that last mile, which goes to show you can use this shoe for a variety of different purposes. I don't think it's locked into being a daily shoe. I think it's quite versatile. It's only one of the better models I've tried out in 2021. I'd say in 2020 as well. A quick musical interlude for you. So today on the nice easy run home from work in the rain, it had to be Public Enemy. Fear of a Black Planet was the album I had on the headphones today. And favourite tracks there are Welcome to the Terror Dome and Fight the Power. Right when I was a young guy of listening to Public Enemy, probably about 7 or 8 years old, I really liked the earthy quality of the tunes. They sound like there was some sort of rock and roll to it, you know? It was put together in this more DIY attitude, and I liked that. It didn't have this polish of all the 80s music at the time, these drum machines and everything. This had a more earthy quality, like it had been made by people. Actual people, and I really liked that. I also like the fact that the vocals are a lot clearer. They put the vocals a little bit higher in the mix and you can pick out everything that's being said. Great beats in there and some great cutting as well on the turntables. Certainly one of my favourites going right back. Not sure what my mum used to think of that when I was listening to Public Enemy, but I also used to get Hip Hop Connection magazine. I remember that. There was a local shop. There was only one in the area. I always used to go in there and hope that the new issue was going to be available. But yeah, I had a big collection of Hip Hop Connection magazines around that time. Do go and check that one out if you haven't heard it before, guys. Public Enemy with Fear of a Black Planet. Time for me to put a close on this video. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and watching through to the very end. It's much appreciated. If you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button and click the bell below for notifications when I launch those new videos. And it really helps the channel out if you give this video a thumbs up like and share this video with your running buddies. My name's EDDBUD, and I'll be seeing you